There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
So none of us can fly? So what, do we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
John, stop!
Where were you?
Where are you?
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you can do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this. No one here
Aloha.
is a hero.
It's Trinidad the Islandman, your Island Man, come to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Islandman, your Island Man, and feels like it's been a while. It's been at least a week since I put something out. In that meantime, I have seen some movies which really stunk. So I'm not going to give a full review on them. Just Legend of Ochi, Shaka thumbs down. Not worth seeing. If even just for kids, it's barely worth it for them. Maybe streaming only. Yes, I know it's got William Dafoe in it, but still, it's not enough to see this movie. What else? Oh, Until Dawn, Shaka thumbs down. Crappy movie. Skip it at all costs. Not worth watching at all. Not even at home streaming. You want a far better, spookier movie on a better concept, along the same concept, kind of, but done much, much better. See Happy Death Day Part 1 and Part 2. Those are far superior films to Until Dawn. Okay, with that out of the way, let us get to our main review. Today, May 1st, the 1st of May, I went and I saw the new Marvel movie, Thunderbolts. And remember our rating scale. Shaka thumbs up, it's good to see, I recommend it. Shaka thumbs down, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And for the Thunderbolts, it is overall a Shaka thumbs down. Oh man. If anything, the third act saves this movie. But oh my god. Oh my god, this is embarrassing, Marvel. Now look, I'm a big fan of Marvel. I like Marvel over DC. But even I will say that coming out of Phase 5, they've really been stumbling, and this is not an exciting end to that phase. But it does offer a new beginning and a new era of hope at the very, very end. And again, overall, a Shaka thumbs down for Thunderbolts. I was a fan of the original Thunderbolts comic. I was skeptical about this movie. I had really skipped most of the trailers anyways, in anticipation for this, because I wasn't really excited. I like Florence Pugh. She's pretty. I like Elena. David Harbour's Red Guardian was funny. I like Sebastian Stan as Bucky. From what we saw of the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show on Disney Plus was really good, and his work in Winter Soldier and Infinity War 1 and 2 was really good as well. However, the whole ensemble here just kind of falls short, I think. They're trying to bite off too much, more than they can chew, I think, for Marvel, trying to, this is not the Thunderbolts from the comics that I enjoyed, that I loved as a teenager or young adult. This is not Baron Zemo's. We're bringing in a whole bunch of villains to pretend to be the new Avengers in order to, you know, gain good graces while the Avengers have disappeared. You know, if you followed that storyline, it had to do with the Avengers pretty much sacrifice themselves to stop Onslaught, an X-Men villain, Professor Charles Xavier, an evil version of him. But this is not them. This is not those Thunderbolts. And, you know, as good as Bucky Barnes tries to do to pull these guys, these Thunderbolts together, this ragtag team of assassins and mercenaries, to fight an evil, the Sentry, as it turns out. You know, he's not really the evil in this movie. It's Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who had always, I felt, was a weak character to try to build up as a arch villain for the Avengers and for the government and for any heroes per se in this new phase of the Marvel universe. I wasn't buying her at all, and I didn't really like her character all the way from, you know, Wakanda Forever, where she had a bigger part, to what little we saw of her in Black Widow. Right away, it's like, you know, I'm just not buying funny gal Julia Louis-Dreyfus as, you know, this big bad Nick Fury, female Nick Fury, essentially, but an evil Nick Fury. Never bought it, never liked it, and the fact that she's sticking around when they could have easily finished her off in this movie, ridiculous. So yes, you've seen the previews. Basically, Sentry is Marvel's version of Superman. He kind of came in to Marvel after I stopped reading the comics. So I don't know much about him other than he is super powerful, but he's mentally ill in the fact that he suffers from, you could say, bipolar depression, I suppose. He gets great heights where he's super powerful and good, and then he sinks into terrible depths of depression where he is overtaken by this evil called the Void, where he destroys everything and everyone in his path. But essentially he's Marvel's version of Superman. You do see that kind of level of power on scale here. You see where he's disintegrating people, or people are left as ash. He shadows on the ground. Spoilers, nobody really dies. So again, there's a little bit of a lack of teeth in this movie. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one spoiler, which nobody thought was a spoiler because they all saw it in the trailers, where you see Taskmaster is a member of this team, the Thunderbolts, but yet throughout the trailers you don't see any of her other than like one scene. And yes, she is killed right away at the first part of the movie. Essentially, these Thunderbolts get together all trying to kill one another because Julia Louis-Dreyfus has sent them to clean up her mess as she is under investigation as the head of CIA, overstepping her bounds, ready to be impeached and fired and possibly jailed. She sends them to destroy all the evidence, which includes themselves, so she puts a hit out on all of them, using one another to do so. And, well, one of them is successful in killing the Taskmaster, who is going after one of these other ones. So, So pretty much that's that. But we also find that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character also had people, scientists working on the Sentry Project, which is to create their own superhuman individual, which again feeds kind of into a roundabout way of the last Captain America movie, with Falcon being the new Captain America and the leader. And well, you know, maybe she was working with the leader. It's like, I don't know who else she would have got to get this kind of knowledge, to get such a powerful individual, you know, essentially a Superman for Marvel. But sure, I guess maybe the leader, but again, it really wasn't connected to anything. And that's a loose base connection per se. That's just my guess. You know, obviously there could be other scientists throughout the world. Who knows? But overall, that's essentially the gist of this movie. The first quarter is them fighting one another, and then finding out that they've been tricked into killing one another. So they all team up against Julia Louis-Dreyfus to try to take her down. Thus they form the Thunderbolts. Thus, at the end, as soon as they're trying to take her down and defend against the Sentry, the tables are turned on her, on them, by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, calling a press conference stating that they are the new Avengers. That's the asterisk sign at the end of the Thunderbolts title. So they were never really the Thunderbolts. They were actually supposed to be the new Avengers. We'll see how long that lasts. And so they take over the old Stark Tower, etc. But yeah, there's you know, I don't know. This is like a barely feeble nail in the coffin of the fifth phase of Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know. The most exciting thing, I think, was at the very end, where you get to see the Fantastic Four's ship zipping in to the stratospheres of Earth, you know, coming through an interdimensional portal, etc. So it does bring in the Fantastic Four here in July. And that's about the strongest thing, I think, of the movie. That got me cheering. There are funny parts in this movie, but it's definitely not a rush out to see. You could just wait for it on Disney+. I will say it was fairly more entertaining than the last Captain America movie, but still overall, for the hype and for the personnel that were involved in this movie, the actors, I have to give it a shock of thumbs down, because the story just wasn't there, and it should have been. These actors could have made it work with a better story, and it just would have just needed some tweaking. The Sentry, I think, is too much. And it really still doesn't have anything resolved in it. And if you're going to be the Thunderbolts, own the Thunderbolts and not the new Avengers or the Dark Avengers. Just go back to the Thunderbolt. They could have just been the Thunderbolts, and that's it. Okay, all right, enough of these spoilers, enough of my poor review on this one. I really didn't like it. I like, you know, Florence Pugh's Yelena character. I liked her in Hawkeye. You know, I liked her in Black Widow. But in this movie, her and even David Harbour's Red Guardian fell flat. I like Ghost. I think that this movie had the potential, if they had given Taskmaster a chance, to turn that around. But no, for some reason they didn't do it. Maybe they were afraid of the backlash that they had already gotten from her. You know, gender bending the character from the comics in the last Black Widow movie. Nobody liked her, and so they said, well, we'll just kill her off in this movie. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think it could have been a little stronger. It's not like they didn't need the help, and she could have done some cool stuff, especially later on in training these Avengers with skills and talents that Taskmaster had, knowing the moves of all the other Avengers and the heroes, up to this point in the MCU. All right. So again, shock a thumbs down overall for the Thunderbolts. If you want to wait to see it, go ahead and just wait. Fantastic Four is the movie to see this summer for Marvel, and I look forward to that. All right. Mahalo and aloha.